and welcome to Crescent Podcast. I'm Lucy and I'm absolutely delighted you've joined us today. If you're new here, I'm the founder of Crescent Digital Marketing and I help neurodivergent entrepreneurs grow their businesses online without having to pretend to be something they're not. A big thank you, as always, to our sponsor, Purple Frog Signs, who are based in Gillingham. Purple Frog Signs help with all stages of sign making, helping you show your business off at its best. And you can find out more at their website, purplefrogsigns.com. So today I'm joined by Steph, who is a bookkeeper and runs Books and Balance. And she recently started a new networking group, Kent Kinnections, along with another bookkeeper that she knows, Lisa, who runs AC Bookkeeping. Welcome to the podcast, Steph. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So why don't you tell us a bit about you and your background, how you got into doing bookkeeping?
Hey, well, it's quite a long time ago. When I had children, I decided to study to become a bookkeeper. And was probably to be an accountant, but bookkeeper was the start. And then I did qualifications while my children were quite little, hoping to be able to work from home. I had finished 2 years of the qualification and had a big event in my life when I lost my husband quite suddenly. So it all just stopped. I stopped doing a qualification and ended up going down a completely different path for quite a few years. Ended up owning my own interior shop and running a completely different type of business. And when I decided to step away from that area, I thought, well, I've got these qualifications, I should really use them. So I went back into accounting. So I did a job as a finance. I started there as a sales ledger clerk, but worked my way up to finance manager. I was there for quite a few years, moved on to another job, which I was offered more money for, but I really didn't like the job. I stayed there for about 2 years, but was in a pretty bad way by the end of it, like mentally. So I just decided to leave, didn't know what I was going to do, just had to get out of there. So I left and then decided to set up on my own, and that's when I started Books and Balance. Just decided I'd like to help more businesses with managing their finances.
So can you explain to people like me who are not remotely numbers orientated the difference between a bookkeeper and an accountant?
So in a lot of senses, the main difference is a bookkeeper will run your day-to-day finance function. Your general processing, VAT, reporting, some management reports, so you can see where you are throughout the year, cash flow forecasting, see where you're going. It's more like having your own finance manager without somebody. An accountant tends to be looking at the year end to sign off the accounts. Not all accountants work that way. Some accountants do offer the other services as well. Mainly people have an accountant to do their year end accounts, so they're always looking at what's happened the year before. We're looking more at and where we're going. So that's how I usually describe it. An accountant's about the past, bookkeeper's about, or I like to call myself like outsourced finance manager, so we're more about present and where we're going.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that. Now, we've obviously met quite a few times in person, and one thing that we've talked about a lot is our own neurodivergences. And you've been quite open and honest about your ADHD diagnosis. Can you tell us about that? Like when you started questioning it and got diagnosed?
Yeah, so about 2021, my daughter was at uni, and it was actually a friend of hers that suggested to her she might have ADHD. So she went for the diagnosis. I don't know how she managed to get diagnosed so quickly. I think she got a cancellation appointment. She was diagnosed really quickly, and you have to go through forms that she filled in herself, and I had to fill forms in to talk about what she was like as a child. And as we was going through the forms, she said to me, "You do know you have it as well, don't you?" And I was like, "No, I don't." She's like, yeah, you do." And I'd never really looked at it, never really thought anything of it. She started going through all these things, and I said, well, maybe I have, but I've coped and I've managed this far. And then I got to the point where I was in that job and was really, really struggling mentally. And there may have been a bit of perimenopause thrown in as well, which heightens the symptoms. But the symptoms became uncontrollable. And that's when I decided I needed to know. So I went to GP, but didn't really get anywhere with that. So I looked at the right to choose, where you can choose a provider and then go get the forms and given to your GP. And I never heard anything back. So I just went and booked a private session, a private diagnosis. And literally a week after my private diagnosis, I had an appointment come through for the right to choose. But I hadn't heard anything back from my GP to say that they'd even done anything with it. So, yeah, but I did get that eventually, but I was already diagnosed by the time. And I tried medication, which didn't seem to do much for me. So really, I've just tried to learn as much as I can about ADHD, and I've learned how to manage symptoms, which has made such a huge difference in my life. Well, an unbelievable difference. It's not completely controlled, but it's definitely much better.
So have you found that with your work you kind of by default have lent more towards neurodivergent clients?
Yeah, so I think they have actually come to me, not intentionally. I do feel like I've attracted neurodivergent clients and clients that don't actually know that they're neurodivergent. But more recently, because I've been networking and I do speak about it while networking, I've had a lot more people come to me, and that's usually the reason that they say, "Oh, I think you're the right fit because you'll understand how my brain works." We all know how disorganised we all are. With me, bookkeeping, and I don't know whether this is why bookkeeping, but there's so many people that are neurodivergent in the bookkeeping world. It's shocking, but I think it's the black and white.
Yes.
So
yeah.
There are some grey areas that drive me crazy, but with bookkeeping and accounting, there's a right and a wrong most of the time. And
that was one thing I always liked in maths at school. It was either right or wrong, and you knew instantly. So yeah, I can 100% understand that.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely, we know, like, you've got a right or wrong answer. If something doesn't balance, there's something wrong. So yeah, that's a massive pull, I think, to the industry. And sort of the self-employed bookkeeper or people that run their own businesses, having that flexibility to work for yourself under your own rules when your brain is working correctly. Or at its best, like, you can work first thing in the morning, you can work late in the afternoon, you can work in the evening. I am a massive evening person. Mornings, no, most of the time I don't start work before 10 o'clock. But I could be working quite late into the evening, and that's my super productive time. But everyone will have their different structure. That being able to be flexible with that structure is so important.
Yeah, that's been a key thing. I think quite a few people that I've had on the podcast and met in person, it's such a key thing that it comes back to that flexibility.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned in your introduction, you set up your own networking events. They're called Kent Kinnections with Lisa, who runs AC Bookkeeping. Tell us about that, because I love this. It's a brilliant group.
So I met Lisa probably coming up to a year ago now. We are both members of the same bookkeeping group, and I'd arranged a night out for that. I mean, it's a national, probably international group. I'd arranged like a local meet with a few of the bookkeepers that were in Kent. So we all got together, and me and Lisa got chatting. We met up a few times, and she'd always been really into networking, and she'd built a business around networking. And I had never networked. It frightened the life out of me. It was just, no, I can't do that. I can't go into a room, stand up in front of everybody and talk about my business. She started talking about wanting to set something up herself, and I wanted to do something else, but not on my own. So I was like, well, I'll come do that with you. But we wanted to make it a safe place that people that are more introvert struggle with those kind of situations, to make it easier for them. And then when I actually thought, right, now I need to actually go out and network, because I need to do this before. And that's when I started networking. And there are actually quite a lot of groups that are friendly. It's not like it used to be. I know we met each other quite a few different types. I mean, Synergy the way that works. I love their format.
Yeah, definitely.
And they've been so amazing with supporting us with our group as well. The fact that you not standing up in front of loads of people, just in your tiny little group on the table, and the more sort of free networking, like Lucky CEO and the Dockyard, they're all really great. They're great networking groups that I actually love. So all of a sudden I was like, oh, actually, there's loads of networking that you can do that is sort of introvert friendly. But how ours works is we have runs once a month on a Thursday evening, and we get together at the Ship and Trades in Chatham, and it is just having like very casual, having a drink with your friends, and that's what we're doing. People can chat. No one, I've never ever seen yet anyone standing on their own or looking
No.
out. If there's, I think the people we have going, if someone saw that, everyone there would be straight in and trying to include them. So yeah, it's so relaxed, and it's like being able to go out. When you're in an employed role, you can go out and have a drink with your colleagues. If you're working solo, that's not always the case. So that's what we do. We bring that into a networking event.
I love that. And yeah, as I said, I love your events. It's very like, I was gonna say it's like comforting, and I don't know, it's just a really nice welcoming group. And as you said, I never seen anyone stood on their own.
No.
And it's one of the things, the more you go, the more you see the people regularly, and then those.
Yeah. And we do have a mix of people from other groups as well, and we get every event, there's always new people coming. You'll see people that you see maybe at Synergy or at Dockyard or with the CEO. It's like, well, we're all linked somewhere along the line.
Yeah, and it's nice because a lot of the event, some events are like really early morning, and some are late morning, and some in the afternoon, and there's always something going on at different times of day. But it is nice to have something in the evening that you can go out and it is more social, as opposed to being more like really business focused. And there's no pitching and any of that, which
you don't have to do any pitching. We give people a name badge. If you want to talk about your business, you can. You don't have to. You can just talk about anything. But it's still a way of getting to know people in business and building relationships, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, that's it. How do you see it evolving?
What we would like to do, so next year we're going to be maybe restructuring and having a look at how we move forward. We've got one more event this year, which is on the 20th of November, and we're collaborating with Simply Business and Synergy for the Christmas events. So we will be holding the Christmas events with them. But then, then in January we'll be looking at ways to go forward. We think the Ship and Trades might not work so well now that it's winter. There's a little cut-off part of the room which limits us on numbers. So we may look at relocating to somewhere we can have a bigger area. What we want to do is get that up and running, and then maybe look at doing similar events in different areas. So like we've already had requests for Whitstable. Whitstable, people have asked, when are you going to do one this way? And maybe more towards Dartford.
Okay.
So that's the plans we're looking at for next year.
Are they going to be that similar sort of like relaxed setup?
Yeah, definitely. I even tried to make it very much like the Ship and Trades event, where you've got like a waterside. So I've looked at waterside pubs. So in the summer, you've got that nice area just to keep like a rolling theme through them.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so, but it is a bit different in the winter. I mean, Ship and Trades you've been to summer events, it's so nice being outside, side of the river. It's so perfect. So yeah, we'll be doing more of those in the summer.
Yeah. And it's got that covered area as well, so even if it's raining, it really doesn't matter, and you're still by the water and it's still got that lovely feel to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lovely venue. We'll see what we can come up with for January. We may stay there, but we'll see how numbers go, it might mean we might move somewhere else.
Would you ever look to do any other type of events? I know there was talk about like a panel and discussion and those sorts of events.
Yeah, we did look at doing some other events, but what we decided was to kind of refocus and just concentrate on the Pints and Prosecco event for now. I'd still really, really like to do the one what we call the 5 sessions, where you would come along and learn something. So there'll be maybe, say, like a social media coach to come in and taught people things, and they actually put things into place there and then, so that you don't have to then go home and think about doing what you've just learned. You've put it in place.
Okay.
So that was one of the big things we wanted to do. So again, maybe we get down to doing that next year.
That sounds really exciting.
Yeah, I think it's one thing that isn't. I know there's things that where you can go to a talk, like talks at Dockyard and talks at Rookie CEO, but somewhere where you actually put things in place. Because when we all could all go to things and do a course and learn something, but to actually put it into place in your business while you're there, once you get home or once you get back to work, it all gets missed because you're so busy. So it's more about implementing while you're there as well.
I really like that, and I think that's definitely something different that's not being done right now. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I may be wrong, but no, I really like that.
Yeah, that was one of our first ideas, but we sort of started with more smaller, casual type of events first. But yeah, that's still on the radar.
Oh, I love that. And how do you find? Obviously, you run your own business. How do you find all the other sides to running your own business, like juggling the marketing and everything else? Obviously, I'm sure you can do your own accounts perfectly, but
You think? Yeah, it's always like a builder whose house isn't completed, but they are usually left till last. Juggling everything and learning everything about running a business is hard. Social media, for instance, I'm not the greatest with social media. I do put posts out, which my daughter schedules for me, so I've got some help there. I do want to get a lot better.
It's one of those things, isn't it, though? It's just, it's on the to-do list, but it always ends up being pushed further down. That's how I feel about my accounts anyway, and my own social media, actually. I'm fine with my clients, but doing it myself always...
It is hard. I think I'm good at getting posts out. In fact, I have posts ready and they're going out, but I think the more personal ones that involve me, that's more the issue, is the showing up myself and the visibility thing that I'm really, really trying to get better at. And
it's very cliche, but it is, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I promise that does work. Yeah, look at me, I'm hosting a podcast now. This time last year, that wasn't even on my radar. So, and we're nearly a year in now. So
yeah, and so a year ago, I wouldn't have even done something like this. It's my second podcast I've been on this year, so I'm doing quite well.
Oh, thank you so much for saying yes then.
But yeah, last year I wouldn't have said yes to hardly anything, and I think confidence-wise, and I do believe the confidence has come from networking and being around the right people. So
definitely
building
your community.
That community where we're all aiming for the same thing, we're all trying to lift each other, not put each other down. And that has helped me loads. And seeing other people do it, like yourself, I know for you, that being neurodivergent as well, that hosting a podcast is not easy.
No, it's not. And I was recently on the radio, and that was genuinely terrifying. It was fine. I'm glad I've done it. I had a good time, and I would probably do it again. But with my podcast, I've got full control, and I can edit it. And before it goes out there into the world, the radio was different.
So Lisa and I did the radio as well. Yeah, it was scary. Very scary.
It is, isn't it? If I was fine. It's like I was talking, everything was fine. And then when I stopped, and I was like, "This is going out live right now," and then I'm just like, "Oh."
Yeah, it is very scary, and I was so glad I did it. And I was actually buzzing afterwards. It was such a great experience.
Yeah, it was. I would recommend it, and it is hard taking those first steps, putting yourself out there, be that networking or whatever. But it does get easier, especially now there are groups like Kent Kinnections that just are so welcoming and so friendly. And I'm saying that really genuinely because I do love your events, and I would recommend them to everyone because there's no pressure. You can just show up and be yourself and have a chat. There is no pressure at all to perform or do a pitch or a speech or go home with so many sales made. It's not like that at all.
No. And the thing is, even if you're someone that's quite quiet, you're always going to be in a room with people that like talking. So you don't have to worry about silent pauses, because there'll be a group of people standing together. Someone's going to be saying something.
Yeah. I'm already thinking of people who I know go to Kent Kinnections that fit that category. Without naming names, they know who they are. So if you could go back in time, what piece of advice would you give your younger self about anything in life or work or whatever? What do you think you'd say?
It'd be 100% to surround yourself with right people. I had very difficult stages in my life where I've been around completely wrong people, and I've got friends that I've had for years that are amazing. Just this year, especially, I've made some really, really good friends, met some wonderful people that encourage and lift me, and have helped me become the best person and the best version of myself. So that's what I'd say. And not to worry about what everyone else thinks as well.
Yeah.
Because everyone's more worried about themselves than they are about you.
Yes, that is, yeah, I need to remember that one.
Yeah.
I love it because every time I have a guest on, I ask them that question, everyone's answer is so different, but they're all totally like spot on as well. Yeah, and very apt that you, as someone who now organises networking events, made yours about community. I love that.
Yeah, I love having a community. And the strange thing was, what I didn't realise is when I was in the bookkeeping, just in the bookkeeping group, and I had that as a community, and I loved that, and I loved being in that community, and still am. And I tried to arrange events outside of that just for the bookkeepers in the area. What I didn't realise is that I could have done that from the beginning, and just with business owners. It didn't need to be just bookkeepers. So all I've done really is me and Lisa created an event that was similar to what we were just doing, meeting up. It included all business owners rather than bookkeepers.
Yeah.
And built a community of business owners.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been lovely to talk to you. And your next event is on the Thursday, the 20th of November?
Yeah, 20th of November, 6:30, Ship and Trays at St Mary's Island.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you again to Purple Frog Signs for sponsoring the podcast. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.